Look, you check your bank account after a full month of working, saving, trying to be responsible, and it's like what? $1,200? Maybe $2,000 if you had a really good month. And then you go on YouTube or Instagram and you see someone casually talking about hitting $100,000 like it's just normal. And you're sitting there thinking, how is that even possible? I can barely get to $5,000. If that sounds familiar, yeah, that's not just you. That's almost everyone. And here's the weird part. The first $10,000 feels almost impossible, but the next $100,000? For a lot of people, it actually becomes easier, which makes zero sense until you understand what's really going on. My name is Jasu, and I spend way too much time thinking about how people build wealth from absolutely nothing. If you're someone who feels stuck saving your first few $1,000s, like no matter how hard you try, the number just doesn't move fast enough, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we're going to break down exactly why this happens, and more importantly, how to get past it. Part 1. The lie we're all told about saving money. Here's the thing. Most people think building wealth is just about saving more money. Like, spend less, save more. Repeat. Simple, right? Not really. Because if it were that simple, more people would have money. But according to global financial studies, a huge percentage of people don't even have $5,000 saved. And it's not because they're lazy. It's because the system of just save your way to wealth is fundamentally flawed, especially at the beginning. Part 2. Why? The first $10,000 feels impossible. Let's break this down with actual numbers. Say you're making $30,000 a year. After taxes, maybe that's around $25,000. Now subtract rent, food, transportation, bills. You're left with what? Maybe $200, $400 a month to save. Let's be optimistic and say $300. At $300 month, $1,000 takes over 3 months. $5,000 takes about 17 months. $10,000 takes nearly 3 years. 3 years. And that's assuming no emergencies, no unexpected expenses, no lifestyle changes. Now you see the problem. The first $10,000 isn't hard because you're doing something wrong. It's hard because your income is doing all the work. Part 3. The real enemy: linear growth. Here's what most people don't realize. When you're starting out, your money grows linearly. That means you put in $300, you get $300. You put in $300, you get $300. There's no acceleration. No compounding effect worth mentioning. Let me show you something. If you save $300 a month for a year, you end up with about $3,600. Now let's say you invest it and get a solid 8% return. That's $288 in gains for the entire year. That's like one unexpected car repair. This is why it feels like you're stuck. Because you are stuck in a system that grows painfully slow. Part 4. The psychology that keeps you broke. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Because the problem isn't just math. It's psychology. When progress is slow, you feel like it's not working. You lose motivation. You start spending more. You reset your progress. It's called the effort-reward mismatch. Your brain expects, I worked hard. I should see results. But instead, you get, I worked hard. I'm still basically broke. So what do most people do? They quit. Or worse, they convince themselves that wealth is only for other people. Part 5. The turning point nobody talks about. Now, you might be thinking, okay, so if it's this hard, how does anyone ever get past it? Great question. Because there is a turning point. And it usually happens somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000. Not because of luck, but because three things start to change. Part 6. Momentum starts kicking in. First, momentum. When you've saved your first $10,000, you've built discipline. You've proven it's possible. You've created a system. Now, instead of starting from zero every time, you're building on something. And psychologically, that changes everything. Because now you're not thinking, can I save money? You're thinking, how fast can I grow this? Part 7. Your income usually increases. Second, income growth. Look, most people don't stay at the same income forever. By the time you've saved $10,000, you've likely gotten a raise, switched jobs, picked up a side hustle. Let's say your income jumps from $30,000 to $45,000. Now your savings might go from $300, month $800, month, that's not just double. That's nearly 3x faster progress. Now, $10,000. Another $10,000 takes just over a year, not 3 years. That's a massive shift. Part 8. The compounding effect finally shows up. Third, compounding actually starts to matter. Let's compare. At $1,000 invested, 8% equals $80 divided by year, basically nothing. At $10,000, 8% equals $800 divided by year, noticeable. At $50,000, 8% equals $4,000 divided by year. Now we're talking at $100,000, 8% equals $8,000 divided by year. This starts to feel like a second income. This is why the next $100,000 feels easier, because now your money is working with you. Before, it was just you. Part 9, the wealth snowball effect. Here's the best way to think about it. Building wealth is like pushing a car. At the beginning, it's heavy. It barely moves. You feel stupid doing it. But once it starts rolling, you don't need as much effort to keep it moving. That's the wealth snowball. And $10,000 is usually the point where the car finally starts to move. Part 10. Why most people never reach this point. Now here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people never hit $10,000. Not because they can't, but because they give up too early. They get stuck in lifestyle inflation, impulse spending, short-term thinking, and they never stay consistent long enough to reach momentum. Part 11, how to actually reach your first $10,000. All right, so let's get practical, because this is the part that actually matters. If you're trying to reach your first $10,000, here's what you need to focus on. 1. Stop focusing only on saving. Look, you can only cut expenses so much. You can't budget your way to wealth. Instead, focus on increasing income. That means learning a high-value skill, switching to a higher-paying job, starting a small side hustle. Even an extra $200 a month changes everything. 2. Automate your savings. Here's the trick. Remove willpower from the equation. Set up automatic transfers. Salary comes in. Money moves out instantly. You never even see it. And what you don't see, you don't spend. 3. Track your net worth, not just savings. This is huge. Because when you only track savings, progress feels slow. But when you track net worth, investments, savings, assets, you start seeing the bigger picture. And that keeps you motivated. 4. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Now, you might be thinking, if I earn more, I deserve to spend more. And, yeah, that's fair. But here's the problem. If your expenses grow as fast as your income, you stay stuck. Instead, increase income. Keep lifestyle stable for now. Invest the difference. That's how you break through. 5. Focus on consistency, not perfection. Look, you don't need to save perfectly every month. You just need to not quit. Because the biggest advantage you have is time plus consistency. Part 12. The shift that changes everything. This is where it gets really interesting. Once you hit $10,000, your mindset shifts from, I need to save money, to, I need to grow money. And those are two completely different games. Saving is defensive. Growing is offensive. And wealth is built on offense. Part 13. What happens after $10,000? Once you cross that first milestone, you start investing more confidently. You take smarter risks. You think long-term, and suddenly, $20,000 doesn't feel impossible. Then, $50,000 becomes realistic. Then, $100,000 becomes inevitable. Part 14. Final reality check. Let me be real with you. The first $10,000 will feel slow, frustrating, unfair, like it's not working. But that doesn't mean it's not working. It just means you're still in the hardest phase. Part 15. Closing motivation. Look, everyone you see with money, they went through this exact phase. The difference is, they didn't stop. They pushed through the slow part. They reached momentum. And once they did, everything changed. So if you're sitting at $500, $2,000, $5,000, you're not behind. You're just early in the process. If this video helped you understand why things feel so hard right now and gave you a clear path forward, make sure to hit subscribe. Because on this channel, we're not just talking about money. We're talking about how to actually build it. One step at a time. And trust me, once you hit that first $10,000, you'll never look at money the same way again.